Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? I don't know how there's 3 people in here already. Unless I was going live and I was just sitting on the couch for a couple minutes. Maybe that's how it was. Anyway, good to see you guys. Little podcast. This could be episode 2. We did the one by the pond. But now we're gonna do one in the house. It's getting kind of dark out. This is brought to you by the Monkmode box. Sponsored by the Monkmode box, guys. Guys, in the group, we're almost 300 members strong. We are at 290. All right, I want to hit that 300 number so bad. It's been my goal for a while now, and you know, I put some more work into it. I've created this thing that I would want to give to like my little boy, my little son. I got a couple hours of content in there that I think topics about red pill, topics about social dynamics, planning, setting goals and hitting them. So I would love for you guys to see these. You know, it's going to be, if you get access to the program, it's going to be under the university. I don't know, the guys that are in there that you're watching this, if you go to the Monkmode box program, it's actually under the university, and then all the videos will drop down. There's like 16, 17 different videos. So, you know, I created that program because I wanted to help a guy, you know, that's starting up, wants to start working out, or already is working out, wants to be around a community of guys that are on the same road. I know a lot of times in my life, I haven't had that. I haven't had a group of friends that are on the same path. You know, everyone's kind of got their own life. But when you get the internet and you get that connection, you can kind of get everyone giving their time to that mindset. So 300 members strong. It's $7 a month. All right. If you guys don't think it's for you, I'll refund your money. All right. $7, no big deal. And you can try it free for 3 days. So the goal, though, with Monk Mode, and the reason why I named it Monk Mode Box, is Monk Mode is that time of your life where you focus just on yourself. It's all about you. And so ideally, you want to stay for a month or two. All right? And if all you get out of it is you meet one person or you hear one good book could change your life, man. We read a new book every single month. Multiple book recommendations throughout the month, but collectively, we all read one book. All right, so that alone is worth $7. So you stay for a few months, you get out, you carry on. We've got guys in here that have been in longer than that. All right, so I'd love to see more of you guys in there. Link down below. It takes about a minute to sign up. All right, try it out for free. With that being said, man, last night I didn't really sleep too good. And guys, I love that you're commenting, but I can't read it because I'm on my phone and all I see is like these little flashes. They go like this, and I can just see like little glimpses. But I read the comments afterwards, so you know, thanks guys. And if you got any video topics or any questions, just leave it down below. But I didn't sleep that great, and you know what? Like, that doesn't happen usually. There was no wet dream going on. It wasn't because of that. I just couldn't fucking sleep, and I'm laying in bed, tossing and turning, and I get the crazy idea to look up who won the Mr. Olympia. And so you know, Sean Roden won it. And what's really cool about him winning is you get this guy that's souped up on drugs, but so is everyone at that level. And that's just the reality of it. But he manages to bring in this physique that is like tapered in, man. This is the first time we've seen this for a long time. You've got Kai Green, grapefruit boy, that has this bubble gut. Phil Heath, you know, Phil Heath was sort of the epitome. He kind of brought that aesthetic, but even him too, real blocky. Ronnie Winkler or whatever his name is, real blocky, man. And then you got this Sean Roden coming, you know, hitting that fucking V-taper, dialed it in, bringing back the golden era of aesthetics. That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what bodybuilding needs. That's something Arnold would be proud of. You know, they're on a lot of drugs. But that's what it takes to get onto that level. I remember I wanted to compete so bad. I wanted to be Mr. Olympia. I had pictures of Arnold on my wall. I had pictures of Phil Heath. I had pictures of everyone, dude. Looked at that every day. Until you realize, well, I got to do drugs if I want to get to that level. And so I wasn't going to do them. It's not worth it. And there's guys, you know, what blows my mind is there's a lot of weekend warriors that get into the gym and they just take stuff. There's a lot of these young kids today, like taking stuff. Talking about taking stuff, you know what blows my mind is that a lot of these young kids today smoke those little Juuls. Dude, I saw like this 14-year-old kid just huffing and puffing on a Juul. Bro, you can't be smoking a fucking Juul at 15. That's nicotine like rewires your brain. Smoking this stuff back and forth, passing in different flavors, buying a new pack, blah, blah, blah. You know, no big deal. I mean, Juul's probably better than smoking cigs, but man, that's not supposed to be smoked when your brain is developing, all right? Messes with the neurochemistry. So, yeah, man, you got any friends smoking a Juul? Tell them to stop being a fool, all right? Like I was saying, going on the internet, and I decided to look up this bodybuilder that I used to follow. His name's, what's his name? Dennis Wolf. I think he's German. Big dude. Massive. This cat I met back in 2007, I think it was, 2008. And just a monster. I think it was like 6'3", 6'4". Anyway, I look at him and I see what's going on in his life these days because I'm wondering if he's still big, you know, getting off the roids, what happened to him, if he still maintained his size. You know, you look at Ronnie and Jay, they lose it, man. You lose it. Your little testicles shrivel up. Body, that's what happens. You take steroids, man, testosterone now doesn't need to be made. It's made in the testes, right? So now they just shrivel up, kind of take a vacation, and now you gotta supplement with it from the doctor. You gotta get it somehow. So that's another thing, man. Like, this shit ain't to be played around with. If you guys thinking about taking steroids, it's like there's real consequences. All right, so you got to be ready for those consequences. You got to know of them. I know dudes in my gym, they got shitty physiques. Literally, all they would have to do is dial it in, count their macros, train hard, get enough sleep, and they would be beast mode. They would look better than they did if they were just taking steroids on top of a shitty diet. You can't out-train a shitty diet. Simple as that. So, look, man, if you're gonna, you need to get your shit together if you're gonna do steroids. So I started going down the rabbit hole of YouTube, and you know how deep that rabbit hole can go. And for some reason, this like September 11th video popped up into my feed, and I'm watching it, and I see like when the plane hit the second plane hit, and just this dude had his camera right on it, just smacks into the tower, paper flying everywhere. It's crazy to think that there's people, like kids alive that I know today that weren't there for that time. Like September 11th, man, I remember exactly where I was. I was in like this car dealership with my mom. We were looking at cars, and then they turned on the TV, everyone starts freaking out. I'm in Florida at this time. Maybe you guys remember where you were. I mean, this is a monumental time in the US. I'm sure across the globe you guys heard about this. But man, in America, people were kind of like in this haze for days, dude. You struck a huge monument like the World Trade Center. So I'm going down, I'm looking at these videos, and I end up on Reddit, Conspiracies, which I spent too long because you can kind of get sucked in. And I'm not I don't have any of my own really conspiracy. I kind of like to open up a little bit, entertain them. But one of these videos was showing, which is really crazy, and I already knew this, but when you fold a $20 bill and you make it into an airplane, it'll actually show like the World Trade Center smoking on one side. So if you got a 20, go ahead and fold into a little plane. And then on the other side, it shows the Pentagon. Now, that's not even reaching either. I mean, your eye just sees that. It sees the World Trade Center. The Pentagon's a little iffy, but if you look at pictures side by side, it looks pretty damn convincing that this is not my imagination at work. So I went into another video. I was like, well, what about the new bills? Because there's those new $100 bills. They got the blue line with the bells. And this one guy was folding it in the same way. And he said that it looks like New York City is being flooded. And then they showed like this thing from this movie where New York's being flooded. It's a little bit of a stretch. I still saw it. I don't know what to say about that. You know, there's a lot we don't know, bro. Who knows? So one of the things that was cool is I went on Reddit and people were just talking about this is the Matrix. You know, we're living inside that Matrix. And one of the things that really stood out to me, which I just thought is cool, is our language. And English language is the #1 language. Everyone's learning English. And these guys were saying that English has hypnotic effects. It has, it's hypnotic. It's how do I say this? Well, it doesn't, you can't explain enough, they were saying, with 26 letters. And a lot of our letters, or a lot of our words, sort of contradict each other. And so they were saying like it causes this cognitive dissonance in the head. So for instance, when I say whole, well, H-O-L-E, whole. But then there's also whole, W-H-O-L-E. So there's a hole inside of something that's supposed to be whole, right? Kind of, I don't know what to think about that, but it's just like, here's some more. They were saying, like even our words, like words are powerful, and that's why you need to always speak the truth. Because when they were saying like when you spell something, you know, to cast a spell, or when you curse, you're casting a curse. Or grammar, there's a book of spells that's called Grimoire, something like that. But it was cool to look at that stuff. I try not to waste a lot of time because I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot of these, I feel like it's easy to get caught up in that, and then you start dealing with stuff that you can't control. And I like to kind of focus on what I can control, and that's me. You know, the one thing, and you can be a good person, and you can. If we are in this thing, man, the only way I think to make things better is to help other people out, to be the best you can be, to show love, you know, not be a cunt. But that's hard to do. So yeah, man, with that being said, speaking of YouTube, I wanted you guys, some of my favorite channels, I'll read the comments. I'm sure you guys got a lot to say about this, you know, flat earth, stuff like that, stuff Joe Rogan talks about, LSD trips, aliens, the Matrix. I definitely believe aliens exist. But did they come and see us? I don't think so, man. I think if they were that advanced, they would just pass over us like we're a little anthill. Sort of. Oh, look at these guys, little cells, just kind of on their come up, you know, leave them alone. Let's just pass over them. So, yeah. The odds of they're not, I mean, if you look at the picture of the Hubble telescope, you look at that sucker, you see millions of these solar systems, galaxies. It's like, dude. And we used to think we were the center of the universe. I might be wrong here, but I think it was Galileo that sort of observed like Saturn's moons. And when he observed it, he was like, oh, we're not, something with that. He was like, oh, we're not the center of the universe. And I think the Catholic Church ended up coming after him. And they came after another dude too. And they beat his ass, man. They put him in prison. They locked him up because it was threatening to that dogmatic view of Catholicism, of, you know, there's a God, this is how it goes, live by the book, and give to the church, you know, hand over that money. So it was a direct threat to that, and that, imagine believing it. And for a lot of us, I think that we were raised Christian. We were raised in households that followed religious books, and we went to church and whatnot, Muslim, you know, follow the Quran, you're maybe Buddhist, maybe you were Jewish, all right, Christian, whatever. And when as you get older, and I think more than ever, we have access to all this info, man, you hear something and then you're like, oh, wait, I don't know if everything I believe is true. Or you smoke weed for the first time, dude. Man, I was seeing shit. I smoked weed for the first time, and I saw my friend was wearing this like peace sign on his shirt, and I saw like this upside down cross, and it said something, and I already knew that it was like an upside down cross, but when I was high, dude, everything made sense. All of a sudden, I was like, hold on a second, why do I believe everything that I believe? From there, it was just like this discovery for the next few years. And it was filled with a little bit of sadness, because just like those people that thought they were the center of the universe, man, it was like, hold on a second, buddy, you're not. And there's no miracles. And there's no, you know, it's kind of, your religion isn't right. What you believe is not always right. Is it good? Well, let's define good. Good in the sense that it probably taught me some good stuff, you know, treat your neighbor, love thy neighbor as yourself. Be kind. But you know, I think that humans kind of have that naturally, because, and that's what blows my mind, is humans have that naturally. And a lot of Christians and people that, if you don't believe, say, well, how are you going to have morals? How are you going to be able to treat other people and not kill them? Well, easy, dude, because we're social creatures, and being a social creature means that I have to live inside of a tribe. And I have to get along with other people, or else I'm going to starve. I'm not going to get compensated. I'm not going to find a lover. You know, I'm not going to be able to reproduce. So it's very important that I have some sort of morals. It's in me to get along. All right? I don't need a book to tell me that. And that's just one of the arguments. It's like, well, where would you get it? It was like, well, to be a social human. So, man, it's rough. I was actually talking to this girl that is from Saudi Arabia, and she was like, the girls there. I was like, listen, we don't need feminism in the U.S. anymore. They need it over there. That's bad, man. Like, it's bad. A lot of shit goes on, dark stuff, but again, I don't know, man. I think that maybe it is moving there. I think as technology changes and you know, some of that old generation sort of dies off, things are going to change around the world. Things are going to change. Yeah, for sure. So we started this out, me talking about I didn't get a lot of sleep. And like I said, I think sleep is so important, bros. You know, there's this quote by Nietzsche that says, we are plagued when we're underslept. We're like plagued by things that we conquered long ago. Think about that, man. You get so upset when you're on 6 hours of sleep, bro. I'm getting upset at the tiniest thing. I'm in the kitchen cooking. I burn a piece of meat or something, man. That's like ruining my day. The soap slips. The razor cut. I don't know. You know, it just, you start thinking of your past, your girlfriends, or, you know, some family little argument you had when you're underslept, dude. That all comes up. So get that sleep. And another thing, testosterone. I think that maybe it's because our testosterone goes down. Man, testosterone is so important to feeling like you're able to do stuff, to feeling like you're able to conquer the world. So testosterone is no joke. All right, onward. We're gonna go to, what was I want to tell you guys? Oh, and this alone has just been such an impactful thing on my life, guys. When you go to the gym, you want to go to the gym, and you want to spend that hour focused. If you look at old school bodybuilders, Arnold, man, they were focused. They were going in, they were wearing headphones. When I say focus, I mean, if you're going to listen to music, put on a fucking playlist. Know your workouts. Know exactly what you're going to be doing. There should be no guesswork, all right? If you leave it up to yourself, you're going to underwork. I can almost guarantee you that. You're not going to the gym to be social. You're not going to look at girls. You're not even going to think about what girls think about you. The thing is, being able to focus is a skill within itself. So if you're able to focus an hour at the gym, that's like meditation. You're able to meditate for 20 minutes. That's focus. You're actually building that focus muscle. If you can read a book, 25-page focus, man, and this is going to play such a big part in your life when you talk to other people, when you're at your job, building that rapport with someone, being able to listen to what they're saying, being able to focus on what you're doing, like in front of this camera. My brain's not thinking about some dumb shit, you know? I'm able to focus. And that alone, going in with that mindset of like, look, dude, focus on your workout, go in there and crush it, get it done, and then leave because you got shit to do. A lot of people, this is what bugs me. A lot of people on Instagram, they post their workouts all the time, like working out is some hard thing. Working out may be stressful and you might sweat and stuff. Working out is probably the easiest thing that you can do. And I don't think that it should be put on this pedestal as like, dude, you can work out all you want and still be a bum. You know, that's just one level to your life. So go in there and crush it. You got shit to do. All right. So, and don't make it harder than necessary. It's good on you for working out. So, you know, guys, we talk a lot about this channel about men becoming better and you having more value, right? But I also think that it's important. Like, what if you were to ask a girl? Like, a lot of us are worried about what we have to ask a girl or offer a girl. But what if you were to ask a girl, like, well, what do you have to offer me? Probably not a lot of girls even think about that, what they have to offer men. Oftentimes, because the good-looking girls are kind of getting they're getting a lot of options at a young age. Good-looking girl in high school is going to have a lot of people complimenting her. It's going to have way more guys sliding into them DMs than you, bro. I guarantee you, bro. You don't want to look at her texts, man. She's going to have a ton of these guys sliding in. Ton of Snapchats. Imagine waking up to 50 Snapchats. Imagine being desired your entire teens and 20s. The thing is, and that many girls need to realize, you know, the red pill's even a harder pill to swallow for a woman. The main red pill for a man is that a woman doesn't love you in the way that you want to be loved. It will never be unconditional. A woman loves you because you have a personality. Shit, when I say a woman's not going to love you, right, this is basic red pill. For who you are, just for being alive and born. There's not some soulmate, all right? We know that. She likes you for the way you make her feel. The jokes that you say, the little fucking quirks that you have. I don't know, your body. All right, I don't know, the flute. If you play the flute, like you play her the flute, man. She perks up. She likes all that stuff. The walks you guys go on, the laughter, the interests you have. Right? That is a good thing. For a woman, though, the red pill is look. A lot of girls are going to lose their looks. And for a long time, their looks have been a source of value for them. And this usually happens, you know, when you hit 30 and you're a woman and you don't have, like, you're not working on a family. You don't have a man is backing you and that you're lifting up. Well, then, my God, you might set yourself up for a very unhappy life filled with a bunch of little cats. You know, these crazy 30-plus-year-old cat ladies. Poor, dude. Poor thing. It's a bad, and a lot of and you notice that they're bitter and they complain. It's like they complain and complain. I've met a ton of these 30-year-olds, bro. And it's a bad thing. And I think that we gotta, it's a lot of girls are focused on that career and feminism is like that, kind of pushing them to think that they gotta be so independent and they gotta have this great career and, you know, they don't need no man's help and whatnot. But you're gonna be happy. It's gonna come a time where your biological destiny says, hey girl, why don't I got a baby inside of me brewing? Why don't I not have a family right now? And so it's going to be harder to find that lover because, look, girls, you all want the best man, right? You want that man that has the value. Like I said, he can play an instrument, whatever. He makes you feel great. He's making the money, but he's also like the guy that other girls want to fuck. And so you're going to lose that option as you get older and your looks decline. What do you have to offer him? And I would say, look, the red pill for a woman, you should start increasing your value other than what it is from your looks. And let me tell you this, what most guys like is a very feminine woman, a very kind, and when I say kind, I don't mean meek. And when I say meek, I don't mean like Jordan Peterson's meek. I mean meek and like submissive, all right? Like afraid, like timid, all right? When I say feminine, I don't mean that. I mean feminine is like she laughs and she smiles at strangers and she tells corny jokes and she's a little bit hippie, maybe a little spiritual, and she wears sundresses and she makes you feel good, you know? She's not bossing you around all the time. She's building you up. She's a little goofy. She's good with your family. She makes them feel included. One of the best things I think a trait for a woman is how she makes other people feel. Like, man, I was with this girl and she would be so social. And women are social savvy, man. They gotta be. Use that. Like, this girl would brighten up my day because she would smile at like the waitress. She would ask like a random old man a question. I'm like, no one does this. I don't even do this. It like pushed me to be more social. I would see her do that, and that was just like beautiful. That was a beautiful thing. And nowadays, like, you go, like, people don't even look at each other in the eyes. I don't see anyone smiling. I don't see anyone saying, how's your day? And that was a good thing. It didn't work out, but that's okay. You know, that's a good memory I had, a good experience that I had. And so I think as a woman, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, just trying to be more like a man. Why compete with men? Like, we don't need to compete. All right? Just be a woman and have fun. And I think that, okay, so you should probably do a couple of things. You should definitely start lifting weights. You should take care of your body because that sucker's going to succumb to gravity. All right? And you should make it a habit of doing something physical. Because a lot of times I know, you know, girls are going out. I tell you, I don't meet many girls that lift weights. If I go out downtown, almost none of these girls lift weights. They're young. They got that body. It's supple. You know, everything's kind of holding up right now. They got that push-up bra. They got the nice clothes. Everything sort of is, they're enjoying life right now. But it's going to go down, and now's a good time. Not only is it going to help you get out of depression, it's going to help you with school. It's going to help you with those hormone fluctuations that you get when your body's dropping them eggs. All right, it's going to make you more confident. And let me tell you this, no one in the gym actually cares that you're new to working out, that you may feel stupid. I know there's huge insecurity for a lot of girls. I don't want to go because I feel stupid. No, man. Look up some exercises online. Go in the gym and do it. And practice dance, practice yoga. Do whatever you want to do. Go on a run. Just start moving. Get healthy. Start eating healthy. Can't stand it when I see a girl like eating chicken McNuggets. Like, I just know that we wouldn't mesh. Like, and the thing is, when you get into a relationship, guys, one of the person is going to influence you more. So if your girl's eating a chicken nugget, you come home and she's got some honey ham in the fridge. It's like, well, that's not good. That's not good, because the Oreos are going to be calling your name and you're going to kind of lose a lot of willpower. And then maybe you stop working out. So if you're in a relationship, you as the male need to set that example. 100%. You got to be the one that's lifting. Imagine if your girl's lifting and you're not lifting. Imagine if your girl's like doing art and stuff and taking care of herself and you're not. All right, so you got to lead that way, man, or else someone's going to lose. Someone's going to lose the love. Someone's going to lose the frame. And also, girls, you know, I think your friendship circle, I've seen a lot of girls complain about, I've got negative friends. I got girls that always interrupt me and they're trying to bring me down and they're narcissistic. Well, yeah, get away from them. Get away from them, man. You don't need friends like that. Always still in the spotlight. Just maybe interrupting you. Maybe just asking how your day is so that they can tell you how their day is, right? Like, don't be afraid to cut ties. So there you go. There you go. little bit of red pill for women, harsh pill to swallow, because, man, for guys, a little bit different. All right? You're like, you're kind of, you realize you're not really worth much. And the thing is, a lot of girls like the older guys. And I think if you're a girl, you should probably find it, so you don't waste a lot of time. You probably shouldn't date a dude that's the same age as you. You should probably date a little bit older. I might get some flack for this, but I'm saying in a economical, in a rational sense, usually the older guys have their shit together. They've gotten through that initial baby, I love you, heartbreak stage. You know, they've got all over those little gay feelings. They usually have some sort of resources now. That's a lot of girls are attracted to older dudes. That's just the way it is, bros. All right. I'm not saying you can't get a girl at the same age. I'm just saying, if a girl's like 25 and she's dating a 22-year-old, it's like, what? Like, what's going on here? You know, because time's ticking. And eventually, when she's 30, well, the guy that she could be settled down with is going to be looking at the 21-year-olds. All right. Tough pill. Tough. A lot of people think it's mean, but it's not mean. It's actually, I think it's just looking at the reality of it. And so, yeah. Yeah, but for men, you know, men are told that, like, from a young age, we kind of buy into that romanticism. We kind of buy into the unconditional love. And I think it's a lot of stories. And one of the best things you can do is look at it like, she's never going to love you. Like I said, she's never going to love you just unconditionally. It's always conditional. It's always, what are you bringing to the table? And I don't think that you should live a life out of fear, but I think that you should focus on you, guys. You should focus on your life, on building this empire. And the women in your life are there, these feminine, beautiful women, to lift you up and to support you. And if you're not even at that stage of, like, you know, spinning plates yet, or relationship, look, I'll tell you this, man. Make the effort to just approach, to not even approach, okay, but make the effort to talk to humans and strangers like it's just a normal thing to do. That will do so much for your life. It'll invigorate you, man. Talk to the cash register. Ask the girl at the gym with no intention. Zero. What are you working out today? Oh, if she's usually with a training partner, where, you know, something that you're normal, used to seeing. Where's your training partner? Something, I don't know, anything you want, bro. Talk to people like humans. And then if you're scared, I know a lot of us have suffered with social anxiety. It just becomes, you just get that repetition, dude. And it just hammers it out. You strike that sucker enough times, eventually it breaks. You face it enough times. Now you've got momentum to be a social beast. Probably the best thing you can do. I would tell any, if I had a son and I was gonna homeschool him or something. Actually, when I have a son, if I have a son, I'll take that little guy to the mall and I'll just feed him to the beast. I'll give him to the wild. When he's like 11, 12, I'll just say, go and like help someone carry their groceries. You know, go say hi to these group of ladies. Because we got this weird, man. People, I don't know, it's just our conditioning, man. We got to break that conditioning. We've been so conditioned. I've noticed in myself, I got a lot of insecurities. There are a lot of insecurities that I've overcome, but a lot of insecurities nonetheless. Like little things that I think are from a young age. I don't think they're from my parents. I just think they're from, like, I don't know where they came from. And as I look at them deeper, they actually hold me back on like a bigger level. For instance, this one came up the other day. Like, I was sweaty after the gym, right? I'm sweaty. I got my shirt kind of sweat. I'm like they even had this thought. I was like, am I too sweaty to go into the grocery store? You know, what a like, who gives a fuck, dude? Go into the grocery store, get what you need, and get out. You know, I mean, sure, you don't want to smell like shit and stuff. But like, I think they're the size of your problem, size of your life, man. I think little problems can sneak up and make us miserable. You know. What's another one? So this is another one. Or when I'm in the gym locker room and I'm sitting in the sauna, and there's that window that's right in the sauna, and you're sitting down, and you're like, you've been there first, and then there's this dude in front of you that's getting butt ass naked. He's dropping his drawers, and you're like, fuck. If he looks at me, is he gonna think? Is he gonna feel uncomfortable? And I think that I've always had that, like, I always want to make people feel comfortable. Like I feel like I'm breaking the societal norms if they don't feel comfortable. Like, even when I have sex at the house, dude, like, there's other people here. And like, so like, I'm always like in the back of my head, like, I'm like, shut up. I want her to be quiet. And yeah, that's perfectly reasonable, I fucking show some respect. I don't want to wake up the neighbors, but like, it's just crazy how those things kind of play out. All these little insecurities we have, and to be able to hone in on them and strike them is a beautiful thing. So that's it, bros. I'm kind of done with what I had to say. I enjoyed this. Always do. I'll read your guys' comments. I'm gonna go get some water. I don't usually talk this long, but it's pretty damn fun. If you got any questions, look, this is what I want to do. I want to do like a live stream where I read your emails. All right, you guys can find my email, elishalong77@gmail.com. Send me an email. Maybe I'll do like a live stream a couple times a week, and I'll just read a couple of emails. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. All right, that'll be great. And yeah, bros, I love you. I hope you have a blessed night, a good Wednesday. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.